And we welcome you to R.A. Faginal Hall on the campus of Elmhurst College as we get set for exciting Bluejay basketball. This is the consolation game of the 2012 Bluejay Classic between the Elmhurst College Bluejays and the Little Giants from Wabash College. Introduction to the starting lineups are now taking place. Both teams coming into this afternoon's game with identical marks of 3 and 7. Wabash, the starting five, Houston Hodges is a 5'8" sophomore out of Plymouth, Indiana. Ross Sponsler, a 6'2" freshman out of Terre Haute, Indiana. Dan Pervlisis is a freshman as well. Pervlisis is a 6'7" freshman out of Noblesville, Indiana. Pete Nixick, number 52, is a 6'7" junior out of Valparaiso, Indiana. And Jordan Surenkamp is getting a start, a 6'4" senior out of Indianapolis, Indiana. The normal starter, Casey Edding, who had 16 points in last night's loss, had a little bit of an ankle injury, and he tried to see if it'll go in warm-ups. He could not go. He could not put any pressure, so he is doubtful for this afternoon's game. As far as the starting lineups now for the Blue Jays and Coach Mark Scher, you just heard Deontay Foster being introduced. 5'11" senior out of Muskegon, Michigan. Alex Morganoff, a 6'9" junior, 270-pounder out of Sacramento, California. Taylor Baxter, the transfer, 6'5" junior. He went to Fieldcrest High School, Mononk, Illinois. The freshman, Bryant Ackerman, getting the start, 6'2", 180-pounder out of Lugatti, Indiana. And also Nick Sanford, number 25, 6'5" junior out of Decatur, Illinois, the starting five for Coach Mark Scher's Blue Jays. Elmhurst coming off of a 10-point loss last night to Ripon College. The Redhawks will be playing in the championship game following the conclusion of this one. Meanwhile, Wabash College losing 83-56 yesterday to Calvin College. Calvin College will also be playing in the championship game at the conclusion of this game. Your officials for this afternoon's game, Jim Utterback, Rich Parsons, and Bob St. Ledger. The Blue Jays in the home white with the blue numbers and lettering and the blue trim. Meanwhile, the Wabash Little Giants in their traveling orange jerseys with the white numbers and the white lettering. Morganoff and Pervlisis to jump center. The two top scorers for the Little Giants are both freshmen. Sponsler averaging just under 12 points per game. Pervlisis averaging just under 11 points per game. Both freshmen. Tip is controlled by the Blue Jays. And again, Casey Edding is not in the starting lineup. He is doubtful for this afternoon's game for Wabash. Sanford with the bucket and the assist to Morganoff. And the Blue Jays are on the board first. And that's a big blow for the Little Giants with Edding not in the lineup. He had 16 points in that game yesterday. He is one of the leading scorers for Wabash. First possession of the afternoon for the Little Giants, and we got a whistle here. And it looks like a clock issue here as the three officials are huddling it up here. It looks like they gave Wabash a fresh new 35-second shot clock when they shouldn't have. The shot clock right now is at 32, and they'll dwindle it down probably. Wabash has played Elmhurst only 2 times prior to this afternoon's game. However, this is the second time the Little Giants have played the host school on the final day of the Blue Jay Classic. 3-ball attempt is off the mark. Rebound to Sanford. Elmhurst won the championship game of the 2000 Blue Jay Classic, 87-73. Baxter on the drive off the glass, no good. Rebound taken down by Pervlisis. Over here to the near side, this is Surin Camp. 2-0. Nick Sanford with the layup. Elmhurst leads it. Just over a minute gone by here in this consolation championship game of the Bluejay Classic. Pervlisis from 17, yes. Dan Pervlisis with the field goal. Pervlisis had double figures with 11 in last night's loss to Calvin College. So we're tied at 2. Little over a minute and a half gone by here in this one. Deontay Foster up top to Mergenoff, and his 17-footer is good. So Elmhurst starting off with a couple of buckets, and it's 4-2 in favor of the Blue Jays. Driving is the freshman Sponsler, blocked by Morganoff. Quickly ahead, Ackerman, contact. Shot no good, but a foul, and Ackerman will come to the line here to shoot 2. And it looks like the foul is going to be on Wabash's Jordan Surinkamp. So that'll bring Bryant Ackerman to the line. Ackerman, 14-point effort in last night's loss against Ripon, hits the first free throw. Again, Ackerman only a freshman. Second free throw is also good. 6-2 in favor of the Blue Jays. And now full court pressure applied here by Mark Scher's Blue Jays. Double team in the corner and a timeout taken by Wabash, the head coach of the Little Giants in his second year as the head coach. Antoine Carpenter, Mark Scher, longtime fine head coach for the Blue Jays. Well, looking at both of these two ball clubs as far as their numbers is concerned, they're both rebounding. They're both averaging 35 rebounds per game. Wabash averaging just 60 points per game. Elmhurst 70 points per game. Again, this is the final non-conference game of the season for the Blue Jays. The rest of the games will be all CCIW action. They'll open it up here at R.A. Fagina Hall January 2nd, 7:30 tip-off against the Cardinals of North Central College and Coach Raridan's ball club. Of course, the Cardinals have had excellent seasons the last couple years. Good defensive pressure here by the Blue Jays. Here's Sponsler, the freshman. Surinkamp will launch up the three, and he'll hit it. And a foul away from the ball here against Elmhurst. Count the bucket. And it's going to be a foul on Nick Sanford. So the foul on Nick Sanford, and Wabash will retain possession. Pervlisis has it stolen by Sanford. Sanford gets it back. Reverse layup is no good. Rebound to Sponsler. 6-5, Blue Jays by 1. Hodges pulls up. No good. Rebound by Baxter. Taylor went high up for the rebound. Quickly ahead is Sanford running the floor nicely. Blocked by Pervlisis, but he got some contact with the body, and so that'll bring Sanford to the line. Foul on Pervlisis, that's his first. Second team foul, so Nick Sanford to the line here for Elmhurst. Nick with an outstanding game last night against Ripon, 25-point effort. Sanford hits the back iron, no good, averaging about 16 points per game for the Blue Jays. He's Elmhurst's leading scorer this year. Nick will have one more here. And that free throw is nothing but net. And it is 7-5 Blue Jays here with 7:14 remaining in the first half. This is the consolation game of the Blue Jay Classic. The championship game will be played immediately following the conclusion of this one between Calvin College, and Ripon College. And we'll bring it to you here on BlueJayTV.com. We thank you so much for logging on here this afternoon. Here's Deontay Foster to Nick Sanford, and he gets fouled by Sponsler. Nice pass from Deontay Foster to hit a streaking Nick Sanford. Boy, he had to thread the needle, and Foster did just that. And Sanford will come back to the line to shoot 2 more. It's the 3rd team foul here on the Little Giants. Nick Sanford will have 2 free throws. 16:49 remaining in the first half. Coach Scher, he'll go 10-11 deep. So he will have fresh bodies in there pretty much throughout the entire game. Wabash yesterday used 12 different players. Or check that, 11. So both teams go deep into the bench. 1 of 2 for Sanford. He's got 4. And we've got a whistle and a foul called against Wabash. So check that, a violation. Turnover for the Little Giants. It is 8-5, a 3-point lead here for the Blue Jays. Baxter dribbles off here to the near side, gives it off to Foster, working around a Sanford screen. Foster with an open 15-footer, and Deontay hits it. Foster with his first 2 points. It's 10-5 in favor of Elmhurst. Good start offensively for the Blue Jays. And now Elmhurst back man-to-man defensively. Sponsler to Surenkamp. Bounce pass to Nixick. Nixick makes the move along the baseline, has the ball stripped away. Here's Baxter. Baxter drives in the lane, tried to dish it off, and finally does to Morganoff, who lays it in over the rim for the field goal. Alex with his 2nd field goal, and a quick timeout taken by Antoine Carpenter. A full timeout taken by the Little Giants here with 15:54 remaining in the first half. It is 12-5 in favor of the Blue Jays. Just a reminder that this afternoon's game is being brought to you by Sunrise Communications. Go to their website at suncom.us. That's suncom.us for all of your corporate video needs, as well as your sporting event needs if you would like to have them videotaped. Check out Sunrise Communications, in business for over 25 years. Happy New Year from everybody at Sunrise Communications. Suncom.us. That's suncom.us. I'm Mark Kruger. Thank you so much for logging on to BlueJayTV.com. It's Blue Jay basketball. This is the consolation game of the Blue Jay Classic. If you didn't log on earlier today, the women, the Elmhurst College women, took to R.A. Faginal Hall here this afternoon, and they defeated Beloit College by 30, 85-55. The Elmhurst Blue Jay women's team now 6-5 as their non-conference schedule comes to completion. They will open up CCIW action as well here at R.A. Faginal Hall on January 2nd against North Central. 5:30 is the women's tip-off, followed by the Elmhurst College men's team tipping it off against North Central at 7:30 on January 2nd. Surenkamp's 3 is off the mark, tracked down by Sanford. Here's Deontay Foster in the front court. Foster to Morganoff. Morganoff, and he had it knocked out of bounds by Surenkamp, and it'll be Blue Jay basketball. Kyle Wiest into the game, number 20. He will inbound it here for the Blue Jays. To Baxter. Popping up top now is Wiest. Baxter now into Morganoff. Morganoff working on Nixick. Half hook, no good. Rebound Nixick, and a foul on Alex Morganoff as he went over the back. Good offensive move by Morganoff, just couldn't get it to go. Hit the back iron, and he went over the back trying to get the offensive rebound. Good position by Nixick. 12-5, Blue Jays by 7. Left corner shot no good by Pervlisis. Ball knocked out of bounds by the Blue Jays. Substitution here for Wabash is number 41, Marcus Camrath. Pervlisis may have been blocked by Sanford. Surinkamp, as they working around the perimeter. 3-ball attempt. Sponsler is short. Wabash with the offensive rebound. That's Camrath. His putback is no good, but he was fouled. Marcus coming to the line to shoot 2 for Wabash. Alex Morganoff picking up the foul. That's his second. We are at the 15-minute mark of the first half. First free throw by Camrath is good. So Alex in foul trouble. He's going to have to leave with the 2 personal fouls. Eric Dornfeld coming into the game here for Elmhurst. Eric, a senior, 6'7" senior out of Geneseo, Illinois. Camrath hitting the 2 free throws. It is now 12-7. Sanford breaking free down low. Nick Sanford with his second field goal. He's got 6. 14-7. Pervlisis breaking free for the layup. And Daniel with 4. 14-9 in favor of Elmhurst. 14:26 remaining. Dornfeld holding at the free throw line to Baxter. Into Sanford. Knocked away from behind by Pervlisis. Good defensive move. Sponsler for 3. Back iron, nope. Into the hands of Baxter. Gives it off to Foster. Deontay in the open floor. Pulls up from 14, yes. Deontay Foster with his second field goal. And another timeout taken. This one taken by Elmhurst. A 30-second timeout taken by the Blue Jays. 14:06 remaining here in the first half. 16-9 in favor of the Blue Jays. And again, don't forget, coming up after the conclusion of this one, we will bring you the championship game of this Blue Jay Classic between Ripon College and Calvin College. Ripon knocking off Elmhurst last night by 10, 87-77. Calvin College with a big win over Wabash last night, 83-56. So Ripon and Calvin to play for the championship game. That'll be about 20 minutes following the conclusion of this game. 14:06 to play here in the first half. Hodges loses it. Foster in the open floor, lays it in. Foster with 6. Blue Jays lead now as they double it up on Wabash, 18-9. Into the game for the Little Giants is number 24, Austin Burton. Bryant Ackerman getting called for the personal foul. That's his first, and it's the 4th team foul. 13:36 remaining here in the first half. Here's Sponsler. He's the leading scorer for Wabash, number 3. He's got the ball now. He has not scored yet. Launches up the 3 and hits. Boy, just as I mentioned that, Ross Sponsler buries a 3. His first points of the game. And it's 18-12, Blue Jays by 6. Ackerman up top to Foster. Wiest drives, kicks it out, Sanford. Here's Ackerman. Dornfeld. Wiest from the elbow. It's good. Kyle Wiest. Beautiful shot. 20-12 in favor of the Blue Jays. 12:45 left to go first half. Wiest with a near steal. Pressure on Austin Hahn is into the game. Check that. That's not Austin Hahn, Austin Burton. couple of Austins. As that layup is good by Daniel Pervlisis, his third field goal. And it's 20-14 in favor of the Blue Jays. Baxter and Kenny Payonk ready to check in for the Blue Jays. The next whistle. Wiest with a bounce pass into Dornfeld. Eric making the move. Fadeaway shot is no good. Battle for the rebound, and a foul is going to be called against Wabash's Austin Burton. So back into the game is Baxter along with Kenny Payonk. Austin Burton, by the way, is a backup defensive back on the Wabash football team. Baxter's shot no good. I wonder if he backs up Houston Hodges, who is an all-conference defensive back for the Wabash football team. Here's Hodges. Burton's bounce pass, and the putback is good by Daniel Pervlisis, who is very active around the offensive glass here for the Little Giants. And the lead is now chopped down to 4. 20-16 in favor of the Blue Jays. Wiest to Dornfeld. Baxter holding here to the near side. Here's Wiest working around a Dornfeld screen. Wiest leans in, creates the contact. Smart offensive play there by Wiest. He was going to get hit. Throws up a shot, didn't make it, but he'll come to the line here. He'll have 2 free throws. Austin Burton with the foul. That's his second. It's the 5th team foul as Wiest misses the free throw. Morganoff back into the game here for the Blue Jays with the 2 personal fouls. Andy Walsh, number 31, into the game for Wabash. 6'3" junior out of Clinton, Indiana, is Andy Walsh. Second free throw, no good. Pervlisis with the rebound. Quickly ahead through the fingertips of Marcus Camrath, and Wabash turns it over. Trying to catch the Blue Jays napping defensively that time. Little pass was overthrown off the fingertips of Camrath. 20-16 in favor of the Blue Jays. Left baseline shot no good by Payonk. But the Payonk actually gets the roll. Kenny Payonk with his first 2 points coming off the bench. Gets the shooter's touch. Andy Walsh with the ball right now. Gives it off to Sponsler. Way deep. No good. Ball is up and controlled by Morganoff. 22-16, Blue Jays with the lead. Baxter veers off. Here's Payonk. Fake the 3. Instead, over here to the near side to Ackerman. Baxter, bounce pass into Morganoff. Alex, baseline drop step, no good. Payonk with an offensive rebound, put back, and he was fouled. So Kenny Payonk contributing again off the bench for the Blue Jays as we see Charles Glass come into the game here for the Blue Jays. Glass, a 6'2" junior out of Urbana, Illinois. The foul was on Houston Hodges, his first. And so Payonk with a chance to complete the 3-point play. He does with the free throw. Kenny with 5. And now full court pressure by the Blue Jays. Hodges gets it across the timeline. Hodges 3-on-1, kicks it out to Walsh. His 3 attempt is good. Andy Walsh with the wide open triple. He buries it, and it's 25-19 in favor of Elmhurst. We're halfway through the first half of this consolation game between Elmhurst and Wabash. Bounce pass, Morganoff. He goes off the glass and puts it in. Alex with 6. 6 points for Foster, 6 points for Morganoff, 6 points for Sanford. A balanced offensive attack for Coach Mark Scher. Hodges working on Baxter. Good matchup there. Steal by Wiest. Weiss comes away with it, has the numbers if he hurries. Weiss takes it all the way and lays it in. Kyle Weiss with 4. It's a 10-point lead for Elmhurst, its biggest lead of the game. 29-19. Just over 9 minutes left to go in the first half. Walsh with another 3-ball attempt. Payonk with the rebound, gives it to Weiss. Kyle looking over the floor, now gives it to Payonk. Baxter, bounce pass to Morganoff. Alex going to work. That half hook shot is off, and it's controlled by Wabash. Boy, if Morganoff can master that little half hook shot, he'd be deadly. 8:35 left to play here in this first half of this consolation game. And a foul on Payonk. Kenny's first. It's the 5th team foul for the Blue Jays. Deontay Foster back in for the Blue Jays. And for the Little Giants, Nick Sick returns along with Surinkamp. Again, the starting guard, Casey Edding, one of the leading scorers, averaging over 9 points per game. As that shot is good by Pavlidis. Edding, who had 16 points in last night's loss, out with an ankle injury. He will not play here this afternoon. Gave it a go in warm-ups and just couldn't apply any pressure on that ankle. He suffered the injury late in the game yesterday. Down low, here's Payonk working on Pavlidis. Payonk with the bucket. Kenny Payonk with 7 points here for Elmhurst off the bench. The lead is back up to 10, 31-21. 7:45 to go here in the first half. Pavlidis brings it out on top. Free throw line, Nick Sick almost banked it in, gets it back, goes off the glass and puts it in. Pete Nixick with his first 2 points of the game. And the score is 31-23. 8-point lead for the Blue Jays. Baxter popping out his glass. Payonk at the top of the key. Baxter, and we've got a whistle. And Mark Scher wanting and getting a full timeout here. He's going to get it with 7:16 remaining in the first half and 20 seconds on the shot clock. Friends, just a reminder that this afternoon's game is being brought to you by Sunrise Communications. For all of your corporate video needs as well as your sporting event needs, if you want those videotaped, check out Sunrise Communications. Go to their website at suncom.us, S-U-N as in Nancy, C-O-M as in Mary, .us. Been in business for over 25 years. Happy New Year from everybody at Sunrise Communications. This is the second game of our triple header here on BlueJayTV.com. Immediately following this one, we will bring you the championship game of the Blue Jay Classic between Ripon College, the Red Hawks, against the Knights of Calvin College. That one will get underway about 20-25 minutes following the conclusion of this one. That'll be the Blue Jay Classic Championship game, and you can see all the action here on BlueJayTV.com. Right now, though, Mark Scher and the Blue Jays are looking for their 4th victory of the season. Wabash looking for its 4th win of the season, too. Both teams are coming into this game with identical marks of 3-7. Into the game for Elmhurst is Mike Jerkovic, number 40. He inbounds it to Sanford. Also into the game for Elmhurst is number 52, Alex DeBack. And the 3-ball is good by Bryant Ackerman. He buries the 3, and it's 34-23. Alex DeBack, by the way, is a 6'7", 240-pound junior out of Charlotte, Michigan. Big number 52. He's defending Nixick right now. 3-ball attempt is good by Andy Walsh, and a whistle and a foul. Count the field goal. The foul is on Deontay Foster. his first. And so Wabash will inbound it here. So they'll have an opportunity for a 5 or even possibly a 6-point trip down the floor if they would hit another 3. Well, it's stolen. Sanford gives it up to Foster. Foster to the back. Who lays it in? Good job of Alex of running the floor and getting the field goal. 36-26. The lead is back up to 10 for the Blue Jays. 6:23 left to go first half. 3-ball attempt is off the mark by Surinkamp, and it goes out of bounds to the Blue Jays. Again, both of these two teams playing in their second game in less than 24 hours. So you may see, a little more substitutions, getting guys breathers here. Second game of back-to-back situations. Both teams playing last night and now playing an afternoon game the next day. It's got to be pretty tough on the legs, even if you are 18, 19, 20 or older. Sanford from 18. It's off the mark and into the hands of Austin Burton for Wabash. Here's Sponsler and a blocking. Oh, no, they're going to call an offensive foul. Wasn't sure if Deontay held his ground, but he did. Sponsler with the offensive foul, I should say, his second. It's the 7th team foul. So the next foul, that was a player-controlled foul. So the next foul, and Elmhurst will be shooting one in the bonus. 5:40 remaining, and a whistle away from the ball. Offensive foul is going to be called. Alex Tabak, his first. Both teams with 17 fouls, so both teams are over the foul limit. 5:25 left to play here in the first half. Surinkamp drives, dishes it off to Nixick. Stripped away by Ackerman. Here come the Blue Jays. It's Deontay Foster in the open floor. Ball is loose, and we got a whistle. The whistle is going to be a foul against Ackerman, Bryant Ackerman. His second. 8th team foul, so coming to the line shooting one in the bonus will be Daniel Pervlesis. Pervlesis in double figures for Wabash. He's got 10. He's the game's leading scorer at this point. Wiest comes into the game replacing Ackerman. So Pervlesis, one and the bonus. Only a freshman. Free throw no good. Sanford with the rebound. Here's Wiest. Gives it off to Foster in the right corner. Back to Wiest. 5 minutes remaining here in this first half. Blue Jays with the lead. Foster buries the three. 9 points for Deontay Foster after only scoring 4 points in last night's 10-point loss to Ripon. 39-26, so good to see Deontay a little more offensive oriented here this afternoon. Contributing. Nixick picks up his dribble, and it goes out of bounds to Wabash. 15 on the shot clock. 4:27 left to go on the game clock, and it looks like Houston Hodges is going to come back into the game here for Wabash. Hodges has had a rough tournament. He had some foul trouble in yesterday's game. He didn't score in last night's loss, and he hasn't scored so far here this afternoon. He's got the ball right now. 4:19 remaining in the first half. Burton will launch up a three, and he'll hit it. Austin Burton with the triple. The lead is now down to 10 again, 39-29. Just over 4 minutes to go here in the first half. Baxter with the spin move, gets triple teamed, and he walked. the call by Jim Utterback, and it was a good one. Baxter on the spin move dragged his foot. Well, now wait a minute. Now the two officials are talking at half court, and they are indeed calling a traveling first. It looked like the other official called a foul, but he traveled before the foul. So Wabash basketball here. Little Giants trailing by 10. 3:48 left to play, first half. Nixick giving it up to Burton. Burton to Sponsler. Ross with only 1 3 ball in the first half. He's a leading scorer for these Little Giants, averaging just under 12 points per game. Nixick has it blocked by DeBack. Those are two big 52s going at it. DeBack at 6'7", 240, and Nixick at 6'7", 235. So some beef in there for both teams. The two 52s battling it out against each other. Ball out of bounds to the Little Giants with 6 on the shot clock. 3:26 left on the game clock here in the first half. Hodges looking to get it in. He does to Nixick. Deflected out of bounds. Or no, they're saying it was not deflected. Oh my, they're giving the ball to the Blue Jays. Little Giants not liking that call as they thought it was deflected. Blue Jays basketball. Taylor Baxter, he's been shut out here in this first half. Wabash has done a nice job defensively on him, and he loses the ball out of bounds. Good pressure defense by Ross Sponsler, the freshman. Calvin College has entered R.A. Fagnall Hall. They're sitting up in the bleachers. They'll be playing in the championship game a little later on against Ripon College. Nixick travel. So Wabash turning the ball over to the Blue Jays here. 3:05 remaining in the first half of this consolation game. The 2012 Blue Jay Classic. My name is Mark Kruger. Glad to have you logged on. Kind of a wild shot there by Baxter, and it goes out of bounds. It will remain Blue Jays basketball. Nick Sanford is going to come into the game for Elmhurst. Also returning is Bryant Ackerman. DeBack comes out of the game along with Baxter. Inside to Sanford. His shot was blocked by Pavlisis, but Daniel with some body. Pavlisis' second personal foul. Nick Sanford will come to the line to shoot 2 more free throws. Sanford with 6 points so far tonight, this afternoon. He's 2 for 4 from the foul line. Nick Sanford, such a valuable player for the Blue Jays. Misses the free throw. He's a post-up player with good post-up moves, and yet he can also run the floor beautifully. You can get him some easy opportunities out on the break. Valuable player to have at 6'5", and he's only a junior. Second free throw by Sanford is good. Nick with 7. 40-29, 11-point Blue Jays lead here. Hodges splits the pressure, now has the advantage, and it's kicked by Sanford. Wabash basketball, 2:49 on the game clock, 29 seconds on the shot clock. We're in the first half of this consolation game. Bounce pass Sponsler, wide open, leaves it short. Pavlisis battling for the offensive rebound. Will keep it here, says the official, which means it's a foul against Elmhurst. Kenny Payonk with the foul, his second. It's the 9th team foul. So Daniel Pavlisis with 1 and the bonus here for Wabash. Free throw is good for Pavlisis, so he'll have 1 more. Daniel with 11. Second free throw. Back iron, no good. Rebound Ackerman. 10-point lead for Elmhurst, to 30. Ackerman drives, takes it all the way. Pavlidis comes over and blocks, but they're saying a foul on Burton, I believe. And he will shoot two. Austin Burton with the foul. That's his third. 3 fouls on Burton. So Bryant Ackerman will come to the line. He'll shoot two. Ackerman, a good free throw shooter, buries the first one. He'll have one more, and Burton is going to come out with those 3 fouls as Andy Walsh replaces him. 2:33 left to go here in the first half. Second free throw by Ackerman is also good. Bryant with 7. He's 4 for 4 from the free throw line. Back into the game is Jordan Surenkamp for Wabash. Also Marcus Camrath back into the game for the Little Giants. 2.5 minutes remaining here in the first half. 12-point lead for the Blue Jays. 42-30. Surenkamp holding here for Wabash. Surenkamp picks up his dribble over to Walsh. His 3 ball is no good. Foster tipped it out. Walsh tipped it to Hodges. Ball is loose. Here's Deontay Foster, and he'll have an easy layup. Foster in double figures with 11. Foster and Pavlidis each with 11 points. That ball was not kicked. Ball is loose in the backcourt. Hodges comes away with it. 14-point lead for Elmhurst. Shot is off the mark. Sanford battling for the rebound along with Camrath, and we'll have a held ball. Possession arrow favors the Little Giants. Boy, things are starting to get a little physical down low. Back into the game, Jerkovic for Elmhurst, along with Alex Morganoff. 1:43 left to play here in the first half. Surenkamp gives it up to Walsh. Stolen by Nick Sanford. Wiest, 2-on-2 for the Blue Jays. Wiest will pull up. That shot may have been partially blocked. Jerkovic putback is no good, but Mike was fouled. He'll come to the line here to shoot two with 1:28 remaining in the half. Foul is on Marcus Camrath, his first. So that'll bring Mike Jerkovic to the line. Looking to get into the scoring column for the first time here this afternoon, and that one rims out. Mike will have one more here. 44-30 in favor of Elmhurst. Second free throw is good, and that makes it a 15-point lead for the Blue Jays. 45-30. 1:22 left to play here in the first half. Skip pass over to Walsh. Andy's had a couple of 3 balls so far this afternoon. Passed up on that one. Nixick takes it all the way. A little too strong. Sanford and Nixick battling for it. Nixick comes away with it. He goes back up with it and lays it in. Relentless on the boards, Pete Nixick. 45-32. Elmhurst with the lead. Under a minute remaining. Deontay Foster walking over here to the near side. Directing the offense. Wabash in a 2-3 zone. Popping up, here's Foster. Bounce pass to Wiest. To Sanford. Inside to Morganoff. Off-balance shot, but he was pushed from behind. And so Alex will come to the line and he will shoot two. 34 seconds remaining. Foul is on Andy Walsh, his first. So that'll bring Morganoff to the line here for the first time this afternoon. 6 points so far for Alex. His first free throw of the afternoon is good. 34 seconds remaining in the half, so the shot clock will be turned off here for Wabash. We'll see if the Little Giants decide to go for the last shot. Second free throw is also good by Morganoff. He's got 8. Full court pressure by the Blue Jays. 47-32, 15-point lead. Nixick takes it all the way, and he's got the easy layup. Nixick with 6. And now Elmhurst may go for the last shot. 17 seconds to go in the half. Deontay Foster directing the offense, veers off to the left. Popping up top, Jerkovic. Here's Wiest with 8 seconds on the clock. Wiest will pull up. 16-foot jumper, no good. Sanford battling for the rebound. Tipped it to Walsh. At the buzzer, the shot by Houston Hodges hits the right side of the rim. And we have played one half of basketball here in this consolation game of the Bluejay Classic. Blue Jays lead it by 13, 47-34. We'll take a timeout and come back in about 10 or 12 minutes to recap first half action. You are logged on to BluejayTV.com. And we welcome you back to R.A. Fagno Hall. We thank you so much for logging on to BlueJayTV.com. We are at halftime of this consolation game between the Blue Jays of Elmhurst College and the Little Giants of Wabash College. Blue Jays lead it here at the break by a score of 47-34. Get to some first half numbers for you before the start of the second half. Wabash shooting just 40% from the field, 13 of 32. Meanwhile, Elmhurst is sizzling 57%, 17 of 30 from the field. 14 rebounds in the first half for Elmhurst, 21 rebounds in the first half for Wabash. But the big story, turnovers. Wabash with 14 first half turnovers, which led to 17 Elmhurst points. Elmhurst with just 4 turnovers in that first half. Wabash converted 0 points out of those 4 turnovers. Leading scorers in the first half, Deontay Foster had 11 for Elmhurst, and Daniel Pervlisis had 11 for Wabash College. Both teams with the starting lineups to start the second half here. Blue Jay basketball to start the half. Baxter tried to dump it off. It gets stuffed back into his bread basket. Dishes it off now again to Sanford, and they'll back it out. Deontay Foster to the far side, 15 in the shot clock. Morganoff pass is stolen by Hodges. Houston has Baxter to beat. No good. The putback is no good, and Sanford comes away with it. Opportunity lost there for the Little Giants. Baxter, left-handed dribble, gives it off to Ackerman. Sanford bobbled it, got it back. Foster down on the block to Morganoff. 15 on the shot clock. Sanford bounce pass up top to Morganoff. His shot no good. Rebound Pervlisis. 47-34. Blue Jays with the lead. Nixick dumping it off to Pervlisis. His shot is no good, but a foul. Nick Sanford is going to get called for the foul. That's his second. First team foul of the second half for the Blue Jays, and that'll bring Pervlisis to the line, where he is 1 of 3 from the foul line. First free throw is good by Pervlisis. He is now the game's high scorer with 12. Second free throw rattles home for Pervlisis. 47-36. It's an 11-point Blue Jay lead. Ackerman up top to Sanford. Morganoff down on the block. Cross-court pass to Ackerman. Foster in the corner. Baxter popping up top here is Foster. Foster dribbles off to the right. Thought about the shot. Instead gives it to Sanford. Sanford, 17-footer. Hits the front rim. No good. Ball is loose. And we got a foul. This one is on Deontay Foster. His second. Second team foul of the half. And quickly into the game, Kenny Payonk for Elmhurst. He's going to replace Alex Morganoff. We also see Kyle Wiest come into the game for the Blue Jays. He replaces Baxter. Wiest, Foster, Sanford, Payonk, and Ackerman out there for the Blue Jays. Knocked out of bounds by Foster. It will remain Wabash basketball here. 21 seconds on the shot clock. 47-36. Nixick down on the block, working against Sanford. His shot is off. Sanford with the rebound. Gives it off to Wiest. Wiest looking for an opening. Bounce pass to Foster. Here's Deontay Foster, nearly stripped by Hodges. Wiest with the ball now. Ackerman takes it all the way. Bounce pass to Foster. Good ball movement here by Elmhurst. Oh, some contact. No call by the official. Payonk on his knees, and a timeout here. Not sure if that was a player or Mark Scher that called that timeout as Kenny Payonk was on his knees. Still had possession of the basketball. Elmhurst calls a timeout. 17:33 left to play here in the second half. There'll be 7 seconds on the shot clock for the Blue Jays after this timeout. This afternoon's game is being brought to you by Sunrise Communications. Visit their website at suncom.us. S-U-N as in Nancy, C-O-M as in Mary, .us. Happy New Year from everybody at Sunrise Communications. For all of your corporate video needs and all your sporting event video needs, check out Sunrise Communications. In business for over 25 years. Suncom.us. Blue Jays now, 5 on the shot clock. Ackerman will take up the shot, put up the shot, hit the back iron, no good, and Hodges tracks it down in the corner for the Little Giants. 17:20 remaining in regulation. Sponsler here on the near side, working around a Nick Sick screen as it's stolen by Ackerman. Ackerman is going to dunk it. Bryant Ackerman with the flush, 9 points for the freshman. 49-36. 13-point lead for the Blue Jays. Here's Hodges, guarded by Foster. Bounce pass inside to Nixick, and he gets fouled. Pete Nixick will come to the line. He will shoot 2. The foul is on Kenny Payonk, his 3rd. It's the 3rd team foul on the Blue Jays. Wabash has yet to commit a foul here in the second half. Nixick's free throw hits the back iron, no good. Pete will have one more. Second free throw is good. Nixick with 7, and it's 49-37, a 12-point lead for the Blue Jays. This is the consolation game of the Blue Jay Classic. Calvin College and Ripon College in the championship game immediately following the conclusion of this one. We'll bring you that ball game right here on BlueJayTV.com as well. Inside to Sanford, no good, but he was fouled. That foul is going to be called on Daniel Pervlisis, his 3rd. And so Nick Sanford to the line here to shoot 2. Nick is 3 for 6 from the foul line as he hits the first one. Again, this is the final non-conference game of the season for the Blue Jays. The rest of the games will be all CCIW action beginning January 2nd, right here at R.A. Fagino Hall, 7:30 tip-off against North Central College. Second free throw is also good by Sanford. Nick with 9. 51-37 in favor of Elmhurst. Nixick gives it back out. Here's Sponsler. Sponsler, and he gets fouled by, well, if this is Payonk, this is Kenny's 4th. Oh my, it is on Payonk. 4th personal on Kenny Payonk, and so Coach Mark Scher is going to go to his bench. Alex DeBack, big number 52, is ready to check back in. Sponsler hits the free throw. That's only 4 points on the night for Ross. Sponsler had 13 points in last night's loss to Calvin College. Sponsler hits both free throws. He's got 5, 51-39. Coming up on the 16-minute mark of the second half. Nick Sanford picks up his dribble. They get it to Nick on the block. loses it. Here comes Houston Hodges out of the pack. Hodges leaves it short. Ball is loose, and now we've got a whistle as Kyle Weiss lost a shoe. Not sure who they're giving the foul on. It looks like they're giving the foul on Pete Nixick. It is indeed on Nixick. That's only his first. It's the third team foul as Weiss puts his shoe back on. Kyle having a tough time untying the knot. Now he gets the shoe on, and we'll be ready to go here in a minute. Out on the floor for the Blue Jays, you've got Nick Sanford, Alex DeBack, Deontay Foster, Kyle Weiss, along with Kenny Payank. Or check that, I'm sorry. Payank is out with those 4 fouls. It's Brian Ackerman, number 24, in there as well. So Weiss puts up a fist after he's done tying his shoe. Just under 16 minutes remaining here in this one. Deontay Foster up top to the back. Weiss. Here's Foster. Foster making the move. Loses it. Gives it Ackerman from the free throw line. Short. Rebound taken down by Surinkamp. Jordan will bring it up himself for Wabash. And we got a whistle away from the ball. It's going to be on big number 52, Alex DeBack, his second, as he was battling with Pervlesis. And now back into the game for Elmhurst is Taylor Baxter. He replaces Ackerman. Baxter yet to get on track offensively here this afternoon. 2-3 zone now played by the Blue Jays as we approach the 15-minute mark of the first half. Flash by Nixick. Taking the shot just inside the 3 is Burton, and we've got a whistle here as the Blue Jays lose it out of bounds to Wabash. Coach Mark Scher yelling shot clock. He thinks, well, he's just reminding his players that there's only 10 on the shot clock. Now there's 6, 5. Surinkamp penetrates, throws up a floater from the free throw line. Weiss with the rebound. Foster quickly ahead to Nick Sanford, and Sanford gets fouled by Sponsler, and it's going to be an intentional. And now the officials are talking things over. Jim Utterback was closest to the action. He did not call a flagrant. It was the outside official who did call, and they are indeed calling a flagrant foul on Ross Sponsler. So that's Sponsler's third personal, and a flagrant means 2 shots here for Nick Sanford, and Elmhurst will get the ball back. First free throw by Nick Sanford is way off the mark. He'll have one more. Sanford has 9, looking to get into double figures. 14:48 remaining in the game. Second free throw by Sanford. That one's good. So Nick now in double figures with 10, and now it'll be Blue Jay basketball. Andy Walsh into the game for Wabash, along with number 42, Colton Cragen. Cragen in for the first time here this afternoon. Number 42 for the Little Giants. Baxter working around a screen. Gives it to Weiss. He'll fire up the 3. Hit the front rim, no good. Weiss battling for the rebound, but he was out of bounds. Good hustle by Kyle Weiss. Wabash basketball. 14 and a half minutes remaining here in the game, 52-39. Wabash has yet to hit a field goal here in the second half. They've got 5 made free throws, and that's all the scoring in the second half thus far as we approach the 14-minute mark. We played almost 6 minutes, and the Little Giants have yet to hit a field goal yet in the second half. Walsh blocked by Baxter. Ball is loose, and it's taken down by Sponsler. Burton with a fake off the glass, no good. Rebound Wiest. Wiest will take it up himself. Wiest gives it to Baxter. Baxter back up top to Wiest. To back. Foster, here's Wiest. .13 on the shot clock. Wiest will pull up just outside the free throw line. Shot no good, but a whistle. And a foul, pushing foul called on Ross Sponsler. That is his 4th. Ross can't believe it. Both teams with 5 team fouls here in the second half. Sponsler's going to have to sit out now with those 4 fouls. Austin Hahn, number 21, comes in to replace him. And a timeout taken by Wabash. The Little Giants, a full timeout taken here by Wabash. So that was a big foul by Ross Sponsler, the Wabash's leading scorer, picking up his 4th foul. So he leaves the game with 13:32 remaining. The Little Giants are also without Casey Edding. He had an ankle injury towards the end of last night's game. He had 16 points in yesterday's loss. He tried to give it a go in pregame warm-ups. The ankle he could not put any pressure on that. So Edding is not playing here this afternoon. We mentioned that Wabash does not have a field goal in the second half. Elmhurst, the Blue Jays, with only 1 field goal in the second half, that being by Bryant Ackerman. 3 free throws by Nick Sanford and the field goal by Ackerman. All the scoring in the second half for Elmhurst. So both teams have cooled off here in the second half from an offensive point of view. The score is 52-39. Wiest, Sanford, DeBack, Baxter, and Ackerman out there for Coach Mark Scher. 13:32 left to go in the ballgame. Here's Baxter. Baxter picks up his dribble. Wiest. Bounce pass to Sanford. Skip pass over to Wiest. Kicks it out. Baxter's 3 ball is good. Taylor's first 3 points of the game, and it's a big one. 55-39. The lead is 16 for Elmhurst. Well, trying to answer with a 3 of his own, but that one was off. That was Austin Hahn, and it goes out of bounds to the Blue Jays. We'll see if that will spark Taylor Baxter. He's a shooter. He can catch on fire in a hurry. Wiest over to Baxter now. Baxter inside to DeBack. DeBack drop step, and the foul from behind. Colton Cragen with the personal. That'll bring DeBack to the line. Cragen's first. Alex DeBack to the line, the 6'7" junior. Averages just less than 2 points per game. Has a field goal in the first half, and now has a free throw here to give him 3 points on the afternoon. He'll have one more. 56-39 Elmhurst. Second free throw by DeBack is also good. 57-39, 18-point lead by the Blue Jays, their biggest lead of the game. 12:40 left to play in the game. shot by Walsh is good from the left baseline. Andy with 8. 57-41. Wabash staying in a 2-3 zone. Sanford, baseline got cut off. Pass back to Baxter. He tracks it down right by the half-court stripe. Bounce pass into the back, and it's stolen. Good reach around by Pervlisis. Andy Walsh with the drive. Back out to Cragen. His 3 hits the back iron into the hands of Ackerman. Bryant gives it off to Baxter. Back to Sanford. Here's Wiest. Baxter holding. Now the skip pass to Ackerman. Bounce pass to Sanford. His open 15-footer is off the mark. Ball stripped off the hands of Andy Walsh. It will go to Wabash. Kenny Payonk is back into the game for Elmhurst, replacing Nick Sanford. Also Alex Morganoff. He comes into the game, replacing another Alex DeBack. 11:27 remaining here in the game, 57-41. The pace has slowed down tremendously here in the second half. Ball knocked out of bounds. We've got a foul, personal foul called. Baxter is going to be shooting the free throws as Wabash is over the foul limit. Daniel Pervlisis with the foul, that's his 4th. So 4 fouls on Pervlisis. He's going to leave the game here as Marcus Camrath comes into the game. So that's another big blow for Wabash. Another big guy. Pervlisis leaves with 13 points. Free throw is good by Taylor Baxter. Back into the game for Wabash is Houston Hodges as he replaces Austin Burton. 11:15 remaining, 58-41 Elmhurst. Second free throw by Baxter. Nothing but net. 59-41, just over 11 minutes remaining. Deontay Foster ready to check back in for the Blue Jays and the next dead ball. And there's a whistle and a foul at the top. Ackerman is going to get called for the foul. Bryant's 3rd. It's the 7th team foul, so the Blue Jays now are over the, oh, check that. That is now the 6th foul. Okay, so one more, and the Blue Jays will be over the foul limit. 11 minutes to go. Stolen by Morganoff. Ahead to Foster, and a foul is going to be called on Andy Walsh. His 2nd, it's the 8th team foul, so Deontay Foster will come to the line to shoot one in the bonus here for the Blue Jays. 8th team foul for Wabash. Pete Nixick back into the game as he replaces Colton Cragen. So the foul's starting to pile up for both teams. Kyle Wiest asking for a towel as it looks like there's some moisture on the floor here at RA Faginal Hall. Jim Utterback and Kyle Wiest will do the maintenance. They'll get the floor dried off. And Deontay Foster will be shooting one and the bonus here for Elmhurst. Deontay with 11 points, all 11 of them coming in the first half. Deontay, the leading scorer for the Blue Jays in this game, misses the free throw. Rebound snared down by Houston Hodges. Here's Walsh with a wide open 3. It's good. Andy Walsh with his third trifecta. He's in double figures with 11. And it's 59-44. 15-point lead. Mark Scher is not a happy head coach as he calls a timeout. 30-second timeout taken by the Blue Jays. 59-44 with 10:37 remaining in the ball game. This afternoon's game is being brought to you by Sunrise Communications. For all of your corporate video needs as well as your sporting event needs, visit Sunrise Communications. Go to their website at suncom.us. That's Suncom, SUNCOM.us. Happy New Year from everybody at Sunrise Communications, in business for over 25 years. Mark Kruger and our entire crew, we thank you so much for logging on to BluejayTV.com. 10:37 remaining in this one. This is the consolation game of the Bluejay Classic between Elmhurst College and Wabash College. The Blue Jays lead by 15. 59-44 with 10:37 remaining in the game. The championship game will follow the conclusion of this one, and the championship game will feature Ripon College against Calvin College. So stay logged on to BluejayTV.com for that game. We'll bring it to you live. Ackerman, bounce pass to Wiest. Wiest pulls up, partially blocked, but a foul. They're going to hit Houston Hodges, saying he got some of the wrist. Hodges, that's his second foul. And that'll bring Kyle Wiest to the line for two. First free throw is good by Kyle. Second free throw is good. Elmhurst in the second half, 9 of 11 from the foul line. Back into the game is Ross Sponsler for Wabash with those 4 fouls. He's got the ball right now, guarded by Foster. 61-44. It's a 17-point lead for the Blue Jays. Both teams coming into this afternoon's game with identical marks of 3 and 7. Call away from the ball by Jim Utterback. And it's going to be a Blue Jay foul. Kenny Payonk, that's his 5th. So Payonk fouls out of the game with 7 points. He fouls out with 10 minutes and 10 seconds remaining in the game. Payonk with 7 points, all 7 of them coming in that first half. So Camrath to the line as he gets the first free throw. He'll have one more. Elmhurst with 7 team fouls and Wabash with 9 team fouls. 10 minutes and 10 seconds remaining here in the game. Second free throw is also good by Camrath. Marcus with all 4 of his points coming from the foul line here this afternoon. 61-46 Blue Jays with the lead. We are exactly halfway through the second half. Skip pass over to Foster. Deontay drives baseline, now comes out. Back over to Ackerman, ball deflected. Morganoff tracks it down. Nick Sanford, skip pass over to Foster, wide open 3 ball. It's good. Deontay Foster now with 14 as he buries the triple. It's an 18-point lead now for Elmhurst. At the other end, it's Camrath answering. 64-48 Elmhurst. 9:25 remaining. Foster at the top of the key, dribbles off here to the near side. Again, Wabash in that 2-3 zone. Pretty much forcing the Blue Jays to hit from the perimeter. Wiest leans in, dumping it off to Sanford, partially blocked, and Wabash comes away with it. Sponsler will launch up a deep 3, and he buries it. His second from downtown. 8 points for Sponsler. And it's 64-51. You don't want him to get a hot hand. Still plenty of time left for Wabash to make a run. Foster buries another 3. He buried one from there a moment ago. He's got 3 from downtown here this afternoon. Sponsler, and he got fouled by Morganoff, his 3rd. Morganoff with 3 personal fouls, and that'll bring Sponsler to the free throw line. Sponsler is 2 for 2 from the foul line. Sponsler looking to get into double figures if he would bury these 2 free throws. He gets the first one. He's got 9 right now. DeBack back into the game for Elmhurst along with Taylor Baxter. Pervlisis is back in for Wabash. Second free throw by Sponsler is good. He's in double figures now with 10. 67-53, Elmhurst with the lead. 8:20 remaining in the game. Nick Sanford drives. Tough shot. A little bit off balance. Some body contact there, but no call. Sponsler from 3. Yes. Ross Sponsler is starting to heat up for the Little Giants. He's got 13. His 3rd triple of the game. 67-56. The lead is 11 for Elmhurst. 7:50 remaining. Blue Jays have had trouble in the second half holding on to leads. Let's hope that's not the case here this afternoon. Nick Sanford, right baseline. Skip past to Foster that hit the net and landed in the hands of Alex DeBack, who laid it in. Fortunate situation for the Blue Jays and Alex DeBack. Alex with 6. Sponsler, an offensive foul, and Sponsler has just fouled out of the game. No basket. Offensive foul on Ross Sponsler, and wow. Sponsler was just starting to heat up for the Little Giants, and he fouls out of the game with 7:25 left to go. He finishes the game with 13 points. He had 13 points in last night's loss to Calvin, so back-to-back 13-point efforts by the freshman Sponsler. He's going to have to watch this one from the bench the rest of the way as Austin Hahn comes into the game to replace the fouled-out Sponsler. 2-3 zone once again for the Little Giants. Here's Baxter. Skip pass to Foster. Bounce pass to back. Back out to Foster. No good. Ackerman with the rebound. No, but he was fouled by Hodges. Houston's 3rd. Ackerman will come back to the free throw line. He'll shoot 2. He's a perfect 4 for 4 this afternoon from the foul line. 7:06 left to go. First free throw is good by Bryant. Ackerman in double figures with 10. Second free throw is no good. Rebound taken down by Pervlisis. The lead is 14 for the Blue Jays. 7 minutes remaining. 70-56. Hodges drives, dishes it off. Loose ball picked up by Baxter. Baxter quickly ahead to Sanford. Sanford misses the shot. Hahn with the rebound. He comes away with it, and it's, well, they're going to hit a foul. They're going to call a foul against Deontay Foster. That's his 3rd. It looked like Deontay just knocked the ball out of bounds, but they're hitting him with a foul. They're saying he got some contact as he reached in and knocked the ball out of bounds. It's the 9th team foul, and so Austin Hahn will shoot 1 and the bonus here for the Little Giants. Hahn's free throw is good. He'll have 1 more. 70-57. 6:45 remaining in the game. Second free throw, no good. Rebound taken down by Sanford. 13-point lead here for the Blue Jays. 6:35 remaining. Baxter up top here for the Blue Jays, directing the offense. Ackerman, Sanford down low, and he got fouled. Nixick with the foul, his second. Nick Sanford will come to the line. He'll shoot two. Sanford, 6 of 10 from the free throw line here this afternoon. I'll check that. They're hitting Walsh with the foul. Andy Walsh with his third. Thought that was on Nixick. Instead, it's on Andy Walsh. Free throw no good by Nick Sanford. Back into the game for Elmhurst is Kyle Wiest as he replaces Bryant Ackerman. Sanford will have one more here. Back iron, that one way off the mark, and foul is going to be called on Andy DeBack, it looks like. Yeah, he went over the back. Alex DeBack, I should say. Alex, that's his third. And so both teams now over the super bonus limit. So both teams will be shooting 2 free throws the rest of the way. Daniel Pavlisis at the line here for Wabash College. He'll have 2 free throws. He's got 13 points so far on the afternoon for Wabash. Hits the free throw and make it 14 on the night. 14 for Pavlisis. 6:28 remaining in the game. Second free throw is no good. Sanford with the rebound. 70-58, a 12-point lead here for the Blue Jays. 6:20 remaining. Still plenty of time for the Little Giants to make a run here. The Blue Jays need to put together a couple of good offensive opportunities here. DeBack misses down low. Sanford battles for it. His putback is no good. Out of bounds. The officials look at each other, and they're giving it to Wabash. My, Elmhurst had a couple of close opportunities right there. And now a chance for Wabash to cut it to 10. Or if they hit a triple, it'll be a single-digit lead. Near steal by Wiest. 3 ball is no good by Surenkamp. Or actually, that's Austin Hahn launching up the 3. Foul against Wabash. Looks like this one will be on Nixick. Pete Nixick, that's his second. And that'll bring Alex DeBack to the line. As I mentioned earlier, both teams in the super bonus, so DeBack will shoot 2. Blue Jays trying to put it away at the free throw line here. DeBack hits the first one. 7 points off the bench here for Alex DeBack. That free throw is no good. 71-58 in favor of Elmhurst. 5:40 remaining. Hahn wanted to launch up the 3, and a steal, near steal that time by Deontay Foster, but he stepped out of bounds. Ball will go to Wabash as Morganoff comes into the game replacing DeBack. Alex DeBack had some good minutes here this afternoon for Coach Scher. Hodges picks up his dribble. Gives it out to Hahn. Near steal, and it is. Here come the Blue Jays. Baxter takes it all the way with the left hand and in. Taylor Baxter with 7. 73-58. As we approach the 5-minute mark of this one. Nixick giving it up to Walsh. His 3 ball is no good, but a foul behind the arc. Foul on Morganoff, his 4th, and Andy Walsh will shoot 3. Not a good foul that time. Walsh will be at the line. They'll be able to put points on the board without the clock moving. First free throw good by Andy Walsh. He'll have 2 more. A dozen on the afternoon for Andy Walsh. Make it 13, and he'll have 1 more. 73 to 60. 13-point Bluejay lead. 2 of 3 from the foul line for Andy Walsh. 73 to 60 Blue Jays. We're under 5 minutes to go. Wiest here on the near side. To Foster, back to Wiest, 20 on the shot clock. Baxter dribbling over here to the near side, skip pass to Foster. Morganoff down on the block, makes his move, can't get it to go. Sanford with an offensive rebound. His putback is no good, but he was fouled. Good board work there by Nick Sanford. He'll come to the line and have 2 more free throws. Andy Walsh with the foul, that's his 4th. So 2 more free throws coming for Nick Sanford. Sanford 6 for 12 from the foul line here this afternoon. 6 of 13 now. 1 more coming for Nick Sanford. 4:31 remaining. Second free throw by Sanford is good. Nick now with 11. 74 to 60, 14-point lead for the Blue Jays. Steal by Deontay Foster. Foster in the open floor and lays it in. 19 points for Deontay Foster, and it's 76 to 60. Coming up on the 4-minute mark of this one. Hodges and a whistle and a foul. Deontay Foster with the foul, that's his 4th. So 2 free throws coming for Houston Hodges. Clock stops, 4 minutes and 4 seconds remaining. Hodges looking for his first points. That is his first point of the tournament. He was held scoreless in yesterday's loss to Calvin, and he was held scoreless up until that free throw in this afternoon's game. Hits them both here to make it 76 to 62. Into the game, Evan Johnson for Wabash. A little better shooter, a little more offense as Houston Hodges will have a seat. Sanford, skip pass over here to Baxter. Sanford making the drive, floater, nope. And Pervlisis comes away with the rebound for the Little Giants. Here's Johnson, guarded by Wiest. Walsh tried to dump it inside to Pervlisis. It was knocked away by Sanford. 3:37 on the game clock, 25 on the shot clock. Johnson, stolen by Nick Sanford, goes right into the hands of Ackerman. We'll see if the Blue Jays run some clock here. 3:28 remaining. They've got a 14-point lead. Wiest nearly lost it at half court. Gives it up to Baxter. 16 on the shot clock. Popping out is Ackerman. 10 on the shot clock. They indeed are running clock here. Baxter dribbling. 5 on the shot clock. Sanford loses it, gets it back. Shot from the elbow, back iron, no. And we got a whistle. Right at the buzzer of the shot clock, Nick Sanford put up the shot, and he was fouled. So Pete Nixick picking up the foul, bailing out Nick Sanford and the Blue Jays. Exactly 3 minutes remaining in the game. Sanford will have 2 free throws. Ninth and 10th free throw attempts by Sanford here in the second half. As he misses the first, he'll have one more. Deontay Foster into the game, replacing Kyle Wiest. Sanford will have one more here. 76-62. Blue Jays with the lead. Second free throw by Nick Sanford is good. Nothing but net. A dozen for Nick Sanford here this afternoon. 77-62, 15-point lead for the Blue Jays. Walsh over here to Hahn. And back to Johnson on the far side. Walsh fires up the three ball. Front rim, no good. Long rebound. Johnson comes away with it. Walsh tipped around. Ackerman finally comes away with it for Elmhurst. 2.5 minutes remaining. Ackerman gives it up to Foster. Here's Sanford. Back up top to Baxter. The clock continuing to run here now. 13 on the shot clock. Foster, shot clock now at 7, 6, 5, 4. Ackerman's three. Back iron, long rebound to Johnson of Wabash. Johnson pushing it up here for the Little Giants. Under 2 minutes remaining here in this one. Going to the reverse, getting it back is Nixick, blocked. And coming away with it is Morganoff of Elmhurst. That should do it. 1:35 remaining. Blue Jays will now go to 4-7 on the year, as Wabash will drop to 3-8. Baxter still holding, gives it off to Foster. 1:20 to go. 13 on the shot clock. Ackerman looks up at the clock. 7 on the shot clock. Ackerman will fire up only a 2, but nevertheless a bucket for the Blue Jays. A dozen for Ackerman. 1 minute remaining exactly. 79-62 in favor of Elmhurst. Pervlisis going to the reverse, and he puts it in. 16 on the afternoon for the freshman Pervlisis. 79-64. Foster guarded by Johnson. And a foul called on Johnson. Foster will come to the line to shoot 2. That's Johnson's first. Deontay Foster with an excellent game here for the Blue Jays. He's got 19. See if he can make these 2 free throws and get over 20 points for the game. First free throw is short. Second free throw coming for Deontay. This will give him 20 points for the game. There it is. Deontay Foster with a 20-point effort here this afternoon. 80-64. Pervlisis from way deep, only a 2. Pervlisis buries the 2-point field goal. 34 seconds remaining. Shot clock is turned off. 80-66 Blue Jays. Oh, we got bodies flying all around here, and we got a whistle. And hopefully Andy Walsh, who is still down, number 31 for Wabash, is okay. He's being helped up by Johnson. We'll see what the call is. I think they're just calling it out of bounds. Blue Jay basketball here. 25 seconds left to go in the game as the ball boy is coming over with a towel to wipe up some moisture in the court. So Elmhurst, after losing by 10 last night to Ripon College, bounced back with a nice win here this afternoon against Wabash. Elmhurst now 4-7 as they are getting geared up towards CCIW play. Wabash now 3-8. after the Little Giants lost last night to the Calvin College Knights, 83-56. Baxter gets it across half court. 16 seconds to go. The Blue Jays can just run this one out. 6-5, giving it to Deontay Foster. He will just hold it, and that will be the end of the game as the Blue Jays come away with the victory. They win it by 14, 80-66 over the Little Giants of Wabash College. Let's go over the scoring for you. First, for the victorious Elmhurst College Blue Jays, it was a very balanced attack here for Coach Mark Scher and the Blue Jays, as there were 9 different Blue Jays in the scoring column. Mike Jerkovic had a free throw. Taylor Baxter had 7. Kenny Payonk had 7. Kyle Wiest had 6. Alex DeBack had 7. 12 points for Nick Sanford. 12 points for Bryant Ackerman. And the leading scorer for the Blue Jays in this afternoon's game, Deontay Foster, with a 20-point effort here this afternoon. As far as the Little Giants go, well, Ross Sponsor, the freshman, he ended up with 13 points. He fouled out with just over 7 minutes remaining in the ball game. The other freshman for Wabash, Dan Pervlisis, he had 18 points. He was the leading scorer for Wabash College in this game. Pete Nixick had 7. A 3-ball by Jordan Surenkamp in the first half. Andy Walsh off the bench, he ended up with 13 points. And Marcus Camrath off the bench, he had 6. Austin Burton with 3 for the Little Giants. So again, your final score, the Blue Jays over the Little Giants of Wabash College by a score of 80-66. And coming up in just about 24 minutes or so will be your championship game of this Blue Jay Classic between the Calvin College Knights and the Ripon College Redhawks. We'll bring that one to you live right here on BlueJayTV.com. So that'll do it here. The second game of our triple header, won by the Blue Jays of Elmhurst, 80-66 over Wabash College to capture the consolation game of this Blue Jay Classic. So stick around, as I mentioned, in about 24 minutes or so, it'll be the championship game between Ripon College and Calvin College. We'll talk to you then. So long, everybody.